Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 8 of season 4. It's time to buy some players. It's January the 1st. First off, actually, we have this FA Cup game away from home against Liverpool, which we shall simulate because we need to concentrate on the league. We actually, in the last episode, had a very good episode with some great results that really have given us some confidence in the players that we already have. It's almost as if they knew that the transfer window was around the corner and they upped their performance levels to try and hold on to their first team position, because they know that I want to replace some of them. Luis Suarez comes off the bench for Liverpool and scores the second. We're going out of the FA Cup in the third round. I don't care. The board will care because they wanted me to reach the round of 32. But personally, I don't care. Let's just crack on with league, because I need to really crack on with league. Grant Leadbitter, Morgan... Yeah, Leadbitter can do whatever the hell he wants. The board are unhappy with our developments in certain areas. I have thousands of names on my shortlist right now, and I shall show you them momentarily. I just wanted to check if we actually achieved the domestic... No, it's just current stage knockout. Okay, fair enough. I can't remember which stage of the FA Cup the round of 32 is. I think it's the 4th or 5th. I think it's the 4th round. We've 73.23 million to spend, though. And we're looking mainly for a centre-back and a striker. And to be fair, after his indifferent and inconsistent season so far, might look to sell Bettinelli as well and replace him with Jordan Pickford if I can afford to. So we're currently a point outside the drop zone. Looking... I don't know whether we're looking good or looking bad with regards to the future of the season, but I've got a couple of goalkeepers actually on the shortlist. Zach Steffen, who's currently at Stuttgart, the American goalkeeper, and then obviously Jordan Pickford, who is expensive and Everton's first team keeper. But Everton are a fellow relegation threatened side, so it's not out of the realms of possibility. We might sign him, although he is 86 rated, so and wages are very high. So perhaps we might go for someone slightly cheaper to maybe upgrade to Jordan Pickford for a second time in a future season. We'll wait and see. At centre-back, I've loads of options. I've got loads of people to get scout reports back on, so I'm not going to be making a definitive decision at the beginning of the episode. It will be later on once we've got these reports back. We do have the ability to look at Zikia's stats. Georgi Zikia, he's currently... Oh, he's recently joined the club, won't move again. Never mind, ignore him. Tuanzebe is a player that obviously is always highly recommended by the comment section. Right, centre-back or right-back, we've Kurt Zuma. Obviously, we know all about Kurt. Solid player, 83 rated. Slightly expensive. Well, not actually that expensive. £19 million isn't that bad. So we could easily afford him, and his wages aren't that high. Juan Foyth, I don't know anything about him. Obviously, he's played a few games for Tottenham in real life. Seen him play a few times, but don't know what his stats look like in FIFA. Dylan Bron, I know nothing about him. Jan Bednarak, don't know much about him either. Ampadu is always a suggestion. Harry Maguire is at City. He's on a lot of money, but isn't first choice. We have two lows in the side with Max and Jamal. Should we maybe have two Maguires, Harry and Sean? Considering I keep calling Sean Maguire Harry Maguire, maybe I should sign Harry Maguire. It might stop me doing that. Marian Sarr is here on the shortlist, as well as Mamadou Nabi Sarr. Malang Sarr had already moved in this window, so was unavailable for transfer, or moved earlier on this season, perhaps. Jorge Mera is at West Ham, so we could look at potentially signing him. West Ham are a side that are rock bottom of the table, so we could maybe worsen their situation. Carter Vickers is a player we scouted earlier on in the save, but have lost his scout report by now. With regards potential at centre mid, not sure if I'm going to go for a centre mid signing at present. I'd like to strengthen up top and at the back first, but if there is enough money left over, I would like to sign another centre mid to replace Christian Ratiu, who's just not good enough anymore, unfortunately. Jamie Ward will continue to grow. Ratiu just won't. So whether it be Drew Yearwood or Ravel Morrison to drop to the bench, or someone else comes in as a backup, I would perhaps like to sign another central midfielder with Ross McCrory here as an option. Declan Rice is an option as well. Ronaldo Vieira, who's out at Sampdoria at the minute. And then I've got some centre mids here as well in Andres Tello. I don't know anything about him. And Kunku is quite highly rated and highly valued, but wages aren't that much. Alexis McAllister is obviously someone that we've played against this year and played well against us. Morgan Gibbs-White is always a go-to for centre mid. Ep8, someone we've had on our shortlist for ages since we played Stoke last year, and he still would be a very good option and not that expensive either. Barry McKay, well no, that's wingers now. So looking at wingers, I'm not sure. Well, I'm not desperate to sign a winger, but because we have obviously Lyndon Gooch is playing really well. Jack Clark's having another good season. Ed Murphy is a good youngster we're looking to train. Sam Nicholson is someone I would move on, and I would be willing to bring someone else in his place. But whether they would start ahead of Jack Clark or Lyndon Gooch and move either of them to the bench or just replace Sam Nicholson on the bench, I'm not sure yet. It depends how good these players are that we're scouting currently. We've got Chukwueze, we've got Skov, we've got Lainez, all right-sided players. Obviously, you can play them on either side. It's career mode. Mackay, Diatta, Raman, and then Jonathan Bamba is a player that does look very good, actually. Quick, agile, great finishing at 92. He's 5'9", and strength isn't that bad at 58, to be fair. Then we've Adnan Januzaj, who's on the shortlist as well, although I'm probably not going to go for him. He's probably a little bit too far. Well, I don't know what would be acceptable with regards to the quality of player to bring in, because obviously we're struggling at the bottom of the Premier League. Are we going to be able to draw someone like Adnan Januzaj, an 85 rated player, to the club? I'm not sure. Got any left wingers in here? We do. Trossard, who's currently at Arsenal and has scored against us actually this year. Leandro Trossard, but isn't first team choice at Arsenal, so I would consider him. With regards the striking role, we have still got Szoboszlai, perhaps? I don't know how to pronounce that, I apologise. Potential for a centre mid spot. With regards to the striking role, a number of people. Ben Brereton has been on my shortlist for ages, but I'm not sure if he's going to be Premier League quality. He's better than what we've got, but I don't know if he's going to be good enough to adequately improve the side. I mean, I don't imagine Alfredo Morelos is going to be good enough either, but I shall scout him. Tammy Abraham we could bring back to England from Villarreal. He would certainly be good enough. I'm genuinely interested in bringing Tammy Abraham to Sunderland Football Club. Patson Daka, I don't know anything about. I know he's quick, but we'll wait and see if the rest of his stats are any good. Patrick Schick is a genuine option, although he's not rapid. But he's decent on the ball and can finish. And Moise Keane is a player that always grows well. Is he out on loan? No, he has been signed to Levante, so we could potentially sign Moise Keane as well, perhaps. So waiting on scout reports on a number of players. And then we shall move forward from there and hopefully sign some players. We shall wait and see, but I've got plenty of options and plenty to think about with regards to who we might go for. We're going to simulate the game against Manchester City as well, because that one is one that we just don't fancy ourselves from anyway. A transfer offer from Leverkusen for George Harrison, which I shall reject. It's interesting to see some big offers coming in for him now. He's grown again to 79 rated, and he's into the starting lineup now for the first 11 ahead of Jamal Lowe, who is just continuing to prove that he's not cut out for the level that we're at. Declan Rice, McAllister and Jorge Mera have had scout reports come back, which is good to see. Let's have a look. Jorge Mera, 82 rated. I genuinely am interested in him. I'd probably go and sign him right now, actually. McAllister, 81 rated in central midfield. Good creative player. I'm not sure. Yeah, no, I'd be open to that. McAllister and Declan Rice. I'd be open to him as a holding player as well. Potentially, our first 3 scout reports that come back could be 3 players that we go for. Val Morrison is good, but he's also 28 and will be turning 29 this season, so he's going to be in a similar situation to Stephen Corker, who we moved on because of his age. So Ravel Morrison, who's currently captain, might see himself leave sooner rather than later. We're not sure yet. I might even replace him in the starting lineup for now to then sell him at a later date, perhaps. Although, how good a season is he having? Let's have a look at his stats. Ravel Morrison. 2 goals, 3 assists in 20 games actually isn't that impressive. Yeah, I'd consider replacing Ravel Morrison in the starting lineup. Actually, Jorge Merritt is really intriguing me, actually. I genuinely would consider signing him pretty sharpish, but we'll wait for the other scout reports to come back. We don't want to jump the gun and then find there's someone else that would be better suited. Let's lose to Manchester City. Then we can crack on with the rest of the window. We've got 3 other Premier League games to play this month. I will simulate the home game against Watford. I'm going to sim the home game against Watford. We'll play 2 and sim the other, and that Watford game is at home. The other 2 games in the month are away, which are Brighton and someone else who I can't remember. Wolves, I think. Wolves? Brighton and Wolves. I'm going to say Brighton and Wolves. Yes, Brighton and Wolves. And the Watford game is at home. So Wolves away, Brighton away. We will play that game in a month's time when we get there. Barney Mumble was the last player we trained. Still not sure if he's going to be any good for me ever. I doubt it at this rate. But wing back, very happy with Max Lowe and James Justin. And similarly happy enough with Edwards and Turner as my backups. Turner obviously wants to leave at present, but that's not going to happen. We are level on points with Watford, around about the drop zone. But we shall play Wolves and hopefully get a decent result. We're waiting on scout reports on loads of players now, and they should come in by the end of the month. I have hired 3 more first team scouts, so my transfer budget has dropped by about 8 million as I hired 3 more first team decent quality scouts. My transfer budget is now about 75 million rather than 83 or so. But it's plenty of money. It's plenty of money to do what we want to. Right, let's play Wolves. How are they getting on this season? Let's play Wolves. They're only 5 points above us, and hopefully we can build on what we were doing in the last episode. Wolves starting 11. Rui Patricio in goal. 5 at the back. Doherty, Cody, Bolly, Martinez, Quarta and Vinagre. Geiger, Diop and Brown in the midfield with Di Matta and Paulsen up top. Last time we played against 5 at the back, we played 2 games in a row against 2 5 at the back formations and lost them both. Not overly confident of this one, but we'll wait and see how it progresses.
When he's got a mind to it.
Here's Di Matta pushing down the left-hand side. Good ball in. Paulsen with a header, comfortable for Bettinelli. Made the most of that. You didn't really need to drop to the floor on your knees like that, my man. Let's get that down the line nicely for Jack Clark. And Drew Eward's making moves from midfield. Do like Drew Eward's physicality. He's quick in that midfield. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards Ep8. Ep8 is kind of Drew Eward on steroids. Fast, strong, and decent, really good in the tackle, decent in the pass. I'm not sure about his long shots. That might be hard to replace Drew Eward's scoring ability. But don't foul him, Jimmy. But even though we've a number of names on the shortlist, Ep8 stood out to us last year when he was at Stoke and played extremely well against us, and still he's kind of a standout player. Stoke are struggling this year and are in the relegation zone, so we could try and pick their pocket. Oh, Bolly wins the header. Could try and pick their pocket and bring in a player that would add to us and detract from them. It would be a tactical signing almost, but it would genuinely improve us. Morrison with the delivery. Brown away. Good header by Jimmy Dunn. Here's Drew Eward. Mentioned those long shots. Oh, good save by Rui Patricio. What are Drew Eward's long shots? I'm not sure. He's 77 rated now, so he is growing well. 86 long shots. That's why the goals keep going in for him. Having another very good season. Val Morrison. It's going to be, even though we are struggling this year, it is going to be a shame to see anyone drop out of this starting lineup, to be fair, because they've done so much for us. We're going to have to try and put personal attachments to players to one side and just be harsh and replace people, because we might have personal attachments to some of them, but those personal attachments might see us get relegated if the players aren't actually good enough on an individual basis. So it's going to be a case of just biting the bullet and replacing people that we don't necessarily want to replace, but we might have to replace. I should go to Harrison here around the corner, who's offside. So even though Maguire will bury that in the bottom corner beautifully, it won't count. Oh, nice interception by Ravel Morrison from Brown's attempted pass. Maguire short there to Eward. out to Max Lowe. I'm going to drive it inside to then open up the space for Jack Clark around the outside. Then float the ball into the middle. Gooch could get there. Vinagre does. It's good defending from Wolves. Again, we'll look for Harrison around about this near post. Oof, he went with a head there. I've no idea. It's a goal kick or a corner. It's going to be another corner. Let's try and get this in again towards the dangerous area. Headed away by Brown. Sean Maguire picks it up though. Drew Yearwood is there again. Oh, well, the pass was meant for Yearwood, so I committed to the shot. Unfortunately, it went to Tomori instead. Oh, Iñaki Williams has gone from Napoli to Liverpool apparently in this window. It's a big striking signing for them. Geiger again. Good strength Drew Yearwood, but can't get it away from Geiger. And now here's Doherty on the overlap, pulls that back. Oh, how many times have we seen those sneak inside the near post this season? Outside on this occasion. To matter. Muscle by Jimmy Dunn. He knows his time in the first team is coming to a close. He got the chance to step up. I'm going to play this over the top. Got the chance to step up when we dropped Stephen Colcutt as Jimmy Dunn started to outgrow him. And of course we're looking to replace Stephen Colcutt. But Jimmy Dunn of the two is going to be the man that makes way for the new centre-back that's going to come in. I still can't get over the way he just went for a diving header against Crystal Palace in the last episode. Just baffles me that that's the decision that he made to go for with regards to trying to get the ball away. Thankfully, we still won that game, and hopefully we'll still win this one, but certainly looking to improve the side. He'll still stay at the club. I'm not going to sell him on. He'll still be a useful player to have in the squad moving forward, but certainly for the first team picture, he's not good enough to continue on in the first team for the foreseeable future. Oh, Vinagre's dropped the shoulder on me nicely there. He's going to go for the shot and we'll block it. Knock it back there to Geiger, who's brought that down. He might go for the shot. Oh, Drew. No. Ah, balls. Bounces off Drew Yearwood's face. Falls straight to Wolves again. Get the block on it. Hits Drew Yearwood. Not him in the chest, to be fair. 1-2. Bosh. It's been a while since we've had a little bit of bad luck like that, but we don't want to let it start to creep back in. Brown.
And now he's looking for some support.
I was going to steal that away with Lyndon Gooch set. No, Damata, good block, Jimmy Dunn. Fair play to you, sir. Threw himself at that, and I didn't even tell him to do anything. That was the AI doing the defending for itself. It's a lovely ball into Brown. We get a block on it with James Justin. Is the keeper going to come for that? He does in the end. Thank you, Marcus. It's not where I bowled that. It was supposed to go straight to Lyndon Gooch, but never mind. Still came away with it, and still have it, just. Get that there to Max Lowe. Jack Clark looking to make the move around the outside, and he is in behind here. Connor Cody can't cope with the pace. Will stand the ball into the middle. The keeper will push it on, and Maguire tried but couldn't get to it. Oh, what a through ball to Mata. Jesus Christ. Yes, Martin Tyler, it is the same old story. Doesn't take a touch. Just, it's almost like he's got like a, you know the wind-up toys. You wind it up and it goes boing. That's what it's like sometimes against the AI. Just you can see him almost slow down, stop to wind up, and then bosh. No chance. Fucking one-time hits like that. Piss me off. 2-0 Wolves. We're going to lose this one. Could have tackled him. Couldn't get Geiger out wide here to Doherty, the right back. Our run of losing to sides that play 5 at the back continues. It'll be a 2-0 defeat here by the looks of things, unless we can play Jack Clark in to maybe get ourselves a consolation goal. Goal difference, as we always say, could be the difference at the end of the season. Unfortunately, the cross went towards Ed Murphy, who's about 3 foot tall. So we are going to lose by 2-0 to Wolves. Congratulations, Wolves. You've beaten me relatively comfortably there. Back down to earth with a bump after yesterday's episode. We expected to lose to City. We expected to lose to Liverpool, but I would have liked a point against Wolves. But what can you do? The ball rebounds to them off my striker. Oh, Dortmund have made an approach for Kurt Zuma. Zuma is certainly a player I would consider. But for the time being, we shall wait for more scout reports to come back and push further towards that game against Watford, which we will be simulating with the first team. Had a number of scout reports come back. They haven't all arrived back yet, so I'm not going to make any approaches yet. We are going to simulate this game at home against Watford, and because it's the home one. We should win it, hopefully. I'd like to think. And that should, or any sort of positive result here, should get us out of the relegation zone. Stoke have just gone 1-0 up against Chelsea. Never mind, Chelsea have equalised. It's like, oh, I was going to say, it looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time, but Jack Clark pokes home a penalty 2 minutes before the break. And as we head into the final 20 minutes, we are still 1-0 in front. Segura equalises in the 79th. That's frustrating. Never mind, a point against Watford is decent. We shall take that. We lost to them last time we played them, pretty sure. Still, Mumbo has been loaned down to Ajax, by the way. And Ed Murphy's out for 8 weeks with a torn muscle in his leg. That's what you need. That's exactly what you need. Right, okay. We're still a point from safety. 2 points above Stoke. 8 points above West Ham, who are 9 points from safety. Doesn't get any better for them. It's Brighton next for us. They're the side that hammered us last time. They were actually still 4th in the table last time I saw it. Are they still 4th in the table? Oh, they've dropped to 5th. Oh no, Brighton. What are you going to do? 5th in the table. I don't know where their forms come from. But the first team is still looking decent. I'm going to have to take Ed Murphy out of there though. Put Green in. And he'll have to be my backup striker. And Jamal Lowe will be the backup winger and or striker. You play both roles, obviously. Right, we'll play Brighton. I'm just going to double check. How many scout reports am I waiting on now? We are waiting on Gibbs, White, Morelos, Tello, Szoboszlai, Carter-Vicker and Lainez. Or Lane. Yeah, it must be. It's no accents. It must be Lainez or Laineth. Lanes. I don't know. Not sure how long. Doesn't tell me how many days are left, does it? On his thing. Well, we've got until transfer deadline day for the scout reports to come in. Otherwise, I shall sign someone else. Brighton away next. Matthew Ryan in goal for Brighton. And a Kappa, Dan Burn and Dicker and Montoya at left back. Pascal Gross, Diawara and McAllister in the midfield. Player we are interested in. Jahanbach, Locadia and Larson as the front three. They beat us by 2-0, I think, last time we played them, Brighton. They're still in the European spots in the league and undoubtedly will still be a very difficult test. Diawara in there to Locadia. Just at 1-2, Alexis Locadia, Pascal Gross. You knew he was going to hit it first time and it was going to be an absolute rocket. Just thankfully this time it didn't go in. Corner for Pascal Gross to take. Brighton deliver that towards the edge of the box and Drew Yearwood will win that well and Harrison will bring it down. Look to accelerate away. He's not the fastest. He's quite strong though and he can just power his way through. Although Ander Kappa apparently is able to outmuscle him there. I'm not too sure how he did that. And they come again. Larson into Montoya. Forward to Pascal Gross. His corner wasn't the best. Can his delivery from open play be better? Yes, it can. Max Lowe will head away, though. Again, Harrison will get to the loose ball. Jack Clark just dropped the shoulder. Tries to get that to Harrison, but it's skews clear here to Justin. At least he went to him and not to a striker. Harrison looking for Sean Maguire. Picked off by the defence. We can't unlock this Brighton backline so far. I'm just going to nod this home to the keeper. And we'll try and build again. Kappa to Halleck to Diawara to Gross. Oh, that's probably a foul in there. Oh, we'll talk about battle for strength. Bloody hell. Oh, it's a lovely ball through. Ah, Brighton lead. Alexis McAllister, the man that we're thinking about maybe signing, gives Brighton a 1-0 lead. Oh, they're both in a physical battle, and then it just drops free and they've turned it home. Fair play. Brighton are 1-0 up. We shock a 1-0 down, but we have come back from behind to win in previous games. Not many, but we have done it. So let's try again. Gross, Locadia, Jahanbach, Gross again. Back there to Ander Kappa, Diawara, Alexis, Diawara again, Gross, Locadia, good save Bettinelli. Corner to come in from Pascal Gross. His last corner was dreadful. This one better, but the keeper will get it away-ish. Needs to get back on his line soon. Dan Burn down there to their goal scorer, McAllister. Jahanbach to Brune Larson into the middle. Oh, look at him with a header. And Bettinelli with a save. And Ravel Morrison will pump that clear, looking for George Harrison, but didn't quite put on enough on it to find him. 4 minutes to go till half-time. Still on the back foot here as Brighton continue to push for that second. As of yet, they haven't found it. Bettinelli, that if you can calmly just pop up and tiptoe. Oh, come on. How has that not reached its destination? If you can calmly just pop and tip it, then you can catch that. Gooch is still on the run. It's a beautiful ball. Oh, I'm not going to get to that, am I? I'm going to be 1-0 down at half-time. I'm going to shrug off a number of people, but we'll get it in there to Ravel Morrison again. Yearwood. Gooch, round the corner to Maguire. Dink past the defender. Keep going, Sean, and Dick is just too strong. Far too strong. We'll throw that in there to Maguire. Across to Ravel Morrison. Drew Yearwood. Get those 86 long shots out. Right at Matthew Ryan, unfortunately. Not to be the same way that the AI do it. Oh, so he's dropped the shoulder on me nicely. Cross comes in. That'll be cleared away. Oh, piss. And Wade Harrison to just pass that ball with his feet back to the open man that was free. All he's got to do is pass it with his feet to Jack Clark there, and he's headed it down into the ground. It's gone straight to a Brighton man, to Locadia, who first time, Bosch, sublime technique, wonderful finish, 2-0 Brighton, game over. Gooch in there to Maguire. He spun Dicker again. You get the better of him this time. Out here to Lyndon Gooch. Go back to Maguire. There's Ravel Morrison. It's on his left. Oh, Yearwood took a touch. I couldn't react quickly enough to tell him to shoot, unfortunately. It's gone straight to Matthew Ryan. Good header by Tamori there. Dunn will find Yearwood. Why couldn't Harrison have played a pass that accurately with his head earlier on? I'm not sure. Find the top corner with a shot header, but with a pass header, no chance. Dickhead. Gooch drops his shoulder trying to get past Martin Montoya. 25 minutes to go. Brighton have been the better side again. They were the first time we played them, and they've outplayed me for a second time here as well. It's a lovely through ball. Looking for Larson. Yearwood's trying to track back. There's a man at the back post. It's Locadia for a hat-trick, but it's not going to go in. Maguire. He's on his run there, Jamal Loates. We'll play him in over the top. Come on the right side of midfield here. Could have any impact. Lay that back. And Ratty. Oh, my God. Dan Burn. Sam Nicholson. Very nearly able to give us one back there, but Burns made the interception. Sam Nicholson. Oh, dreadful first touch. Decent strike though, but good save by Matt Ryan. Try again. Jamal Lowe with the corner delivered. George Harrison's underneath it, and again Matthew Ryan behind it. We've tried in this game, but just as the first game against Brighton, try and try as we might, we're just not good enough right now. There's the final whistle. Out of our misery at the Amex. It's defeat to Brighton. I don't mind losing games. It's just annoying that the goals tend to come in a similar fashion. It's actually been a while since we've seen a number of shots like that go in. A couple of episodes, but back with a vengeance in this one. We are still just a point from safety, although Fulham have a game in hand. We can train once more, which we will do. Some calls in the comment section to bring Liam Bennett up to the starting lineup rather than sign someone, but at 72 rated, he's just not good enough yet to make that step up, unfortunately. I really do want. I'm not going to get my final scout reports before deadline day, so we are up against it here. Biggest deals so far: Romelu Lukaku to Napoli for 74.3 million, Timo Werner from Paris Saint-Germain to Valencia for 70, and Maxi Gomez from Monaco to Leipzig for 46.5. We have £70 million to go and buy some players. So who do we get? Twanzebe, 77 rated. In fact, let me just go and have a look at some of these players off camera because there's loads of them, and then I'll come back and show you my favourites. I've narrowed down the list to some favourites. Jorge Mir is still catching my eye with regards to centre-back role. Dylan Bron looks decent though, 80 rated at 26. Decent physical stats. Decent in the tackle and good on the ball as well, crucially, which would suit my style of play. And then Juan Foyth does look really good as well. He too is good on the ball and has better potential than Dylan Bron, and is younger. The only thing is he's on 60 grand a week. Although to be fair, Mera's on 70 grand a week. So could go for Juan Foyth or Jorge Mera here. I'm unsure. Mera's obviously the better player. but was probably first team at West Ham who are struggling. And would West Ham sell me a player in that situation? Probably not. Juan Foyth won't be first team or even close to it at Tottenham and looks decent. I think I'm going to go for Juan Foyth at centre-back. With regards the striker role, we'll cover that first. So the two main areas I want to improve in. Moise Keane is still here on the list. We know that he can grow really well and he's already 82 rated. And Tammy Abraham, I mentioned that he's probably going to be one of my go-tos at striker, and I still think he's the favourite. I'd like to get him in. If I can't get Abraham, I'll get Keane. And then with regards to midfield, I think I want to get McAllister to replace Ravel Morrison. He obviously very much impressed against us in that last game, and he's got 89 long shots as well as being really good in the pass and decent finishing, so I think he could be a great acquisition for us in midfield as a creative player. 84 short passing, 86 long passing, good with a free kick as well, which could come in handy. It's that I'll take Nkunku out because I won't be able to afford him as well. I'm torn, holding midfielder wise, between Ep8 and Declan Rice. Declan Rice is 82 rated, obviously really good in tackle, good in the pass as well, decent on the ball, but doesn't have the physicality. Ep8 is great in the tackle, okay on the ball, but physically superior. So Ep8 is more like Drew Yearwood, but maybe I don't want someone that's more like Drew Yearwood because I've got Drew Yearwood. So maybe I should sign Declan Rice in that case, and Drew Yearwood can still have an impact off the bench. Like I would replace, in a certain situation, I would replace Rice with Yearwood off the bench. Whereas would I replace Ep8 off the bench with Yearwood? No, I'd probably keep Ep8 on, tired Ep8, and replace someone else. So I think I'll go, to avoid having two players of the same likeness, I'll go with Declan Rice, we'll go with McAllister, we'll go with Foyth, and we'll go with Tammy Abraham. I will go with Tammy Abraham and Foyth first, because they're obviously the positions I want to strengthen in most of all at this stage. And then if we can get some more done, we will. I'm still keen on maybe bringing Jordan Pickford back to the club, but that might have to wait until a later date. I shall offer a transfer fee here of 11. I don't think he's going to be that expensive, Juan Foyth, because he's not going to be first team. They've asked for 17. I shall offer them exactly what he's valued at, including that sell-on clause. 14.1, I'm happy to pay that. His wages were on the expensive side at 61, but we could get him in with a substantial pay cut for first team football. He wants to be crucial. I'm happy to accept that. Hopefully they'll give me an idea of what he wants wage-wise. I'll counter with 4 years. The longer we can sign someone for, the better, and hopefully they'll accept that, which they do. No release clause is fine by me. They're going to give me demands for everything but wages, aren't they? I can just tell. Salary, yeah, brilliant. He's on 60. I'll offer him 40 and a signing bonus of 700,000, and hopefully they'll sign that. Okay, that's fine by me. I shall counter that, remove the bonus, and they might give me 40. There you go. That's very agreeable. Juan Foyth is in. We have a new starting centre-back. Right. Are we going to get a new starting striker? Tammy is... I shall approach to buy. I don't want to pay that release clause. I shall begin negotiations with the club. We shall try and get him for much under that release clause if we can. Got about 50 odd million pounds left. I could offer a player swap. I mean, Jamal Lowe is not cutting it currently. I could offer Jamal Lowe as part of the deal. Or I could offer Sam Nicholson and use Jamal Lowe as a winger. I'll offer Sam Nicholson and maybe utilise Jamal Lowe as a winger instead. Look at bringing a centre-back or a goalkeeper. There's no one I'd be willing to let go from centre-back. I mean, you could have McLaughlin if you want. Alright. Offer other position. Have I got any strikers I'd be willing to... No, I don't. Offer a transfer fee then. We'll offer what he's valued at. Or around about there. And see what their ballpark figure is. Near the release clause. Which would not allow me much money left elsewhere to sign another midfielder. So I would like to try and save a little bit of money here if we can. I am sorely tempted, because Tammy's going to be so expensive, I am sorely tempted to go and get Moise Kean and try and bring in a third player. They're going to take some time to agree that. I'm tempted to try and get Moise Kean and Declan Rice. Or Moise Kean and McAllister. If I can get Moise Kean and McAllister, then surely that's better than just Tammy Abraham. Right, I am going to try and do that. I don't want to cheat the system and pay that release clause. Obviously, his valuation is higher. I will pay for him. Offer a transfer fee of £26 million. They want 34. Would definitely leave me enough money for Declan Rice, but we shall try and get him for a little bit less if we can. 28.5. 34.7. Okay. Right. How about 30 on the nose? Come on, do it. You know you want to. Saving money and making sure we get in enough players. There you go. 31.2 I'll pay. Making sure we get in enough quality players is going to be important. Moise Kean, he's only on 26 grand a week wage-wise as well, which will help. He might want a wage boost. Well, it's crucial. There's no way you're not starting Moise. 5 years. Very happy to sign him for 5 years. Could be our star striker for many a season to come. 51 grand a week. I'll remove the bonus, and you can have 40 grand a week. 51 grand a week. Go on then. Right, that's Moise Kean in. Tammy Abraham is going to be a no for now. There's no reason why we can't sign Tammy at a later date. Let's try and get McAllister in if we can. He's only 23. 81 rated. Very much impressed me in that last game. We saw... Do I? No, I'm going to want the quality and the depth. I'll offer Ratiu. I was thinking about maybe offering Ravel Morrison, but they would take him. Okay. Ratiu plus 20 mil is very much agreeable for me. Would you accept that? No, 29.1. Come on. I really need these deals done now. We are on transfer deadline day. Time is running out on us, but we're still in the final, or the first hour, sorry, of deadline day. I do very much like, obviously, the fact that now we can do this and you can do negotiations immediately. You don't have to send an email and wait for an email, and send an email and wait for an email, and time passes. Right, he's on £48,000 a week. So let's negotiate and see what we can offer him. Again, everyone that's coming in is going to want crucial first team football, and they will get it. 5 years if possible. Great. Young players do tend to be more happy with signing longer term deals. 48 grand a week is certainly something I can sign on for, but I should try and get you on just 40 if we can. £58,000 a week. Okay, how about 48 grand a week? 58. Fine, have it. I need you. Right, 3 quality signings, and whatever money we have left, we shall take over to the next season, which isn't much at the minute, but hopefully those 3 signings will drastically improve our starting lineup. Ravel Morrison will drop to the bench. Cooper will come out of there, and McAllister will go in. Foyth onto the bench for Bennett. Foyth in for Jimmy Dunn. To be fair, I'm tempted to put Bennett in there on the bench, and Moise Kean there for Green, and Moise Kean in for Harrison. Harrison and Lowe on the bench, and Green on the... Yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's a decent window. Hopefully, those signings will drastically improve our starting lineup, or have drastically improved our starting lineup, and will be enough to help us pull ourselves out of the mire that is the relegation battle. See what else happens in transfer deadline day, and then we will be done for now. Heading into the final hour then, I've had a couple of offers for players like Gooch or Harrison Green that I'm just rejecting because I'm not looking to sell anyone on at this stage. So the biggest transfer deals, Lukaku, Werner and Fekir now from Lyon to Dortmund. With regards to the Premier League, Trossard has been sold from Arsenal, player that we did look at. but obviously haven't signed in that position. Brighton have done a lot of deals. Obviously, we've signed McAllister and Ratiu has gone to them. Gross has since left since we played them as well. Andoni had already gone. Dickman in at Burnley with Gibson and McNeil on the way out. Chelsea have done nothing in this window. Palace have sold Husai from right back for a sizable fee, and Lysov has come in. Everton have only sold Danilo. I would still like to bring Jordan Pickford back to the club at some point if we can. Fulham have let Brian go. Edmondson and Shackleton out at Leeds. Bastost out at Leicester. Williams, as we saw, and Goldson in at Liverpool with Shaqiri, Gomez, Jimenez and Lewis out. City, Solet and Shackleton in with Humphreys Grant going out. Minimal there. Lukaku obviously sold to Napoli, as we saw. Mark Bartra in at Manchester United. Leon Dharma and Mendel in at Newcastle. Mendy and Gomez in at Southampton with Forster, Luis Felipe and Reed going out. Jimenez in at Tottenham, and obviously Foyth came to us as well as Bartra being sold. Berahino out at Stoke. We've signed Foyth, Keane and McAllister and let Ratiu and Mumba go. And then Rapp, Fernandez and Kelly in at Watford as they look to strengthen and survive the drop. And Chabot, Salibu and Carrillo in at West Ham as they look to strengthen and survive the drop as well. And Wolves have just sold or let go out on loan or pre-contract Mir and Brown. So the deadline day is finished. The deals have been done. Hopefully. Turner, Leadbitter still wants to leave. That's fine. Right, have we got any amazing... Oh, hello! 84 to 94 potential at 15 years of age. That's a certain yes. We'll say no to you. Ooh, 400 grand. He's going to be decent now, but is he going to actually grow that much? We'll give him another month. 68 to 90, we'll say no. 68 to 94, I don't need a keeper. Sorry, Cameron. We'll give Ed Phillips another month and see if he's worth calling up in the long run. But youth-wise... Cameron Morris, 84 to 94 potential. He's only 54 rated currently, but obviously has great potential. Still no growth there or there. Zimmerman, Newman King. I wish these youngsters would grow. I really wish they'd grow. Juan Foyth is up to 80 rated already without having played a game for us. He's literally been here a day and he's gone up a rating. That bodes well for the future. In the next episode, we will have just Liverpool and Stoke. A very quiet month of February for us. I didn't expect that, but massive game against Stoke with regards to the way that the league table is looking. Huge game against Stoke. We must win that. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more. And I'll see you in the next one.